Hello, friends. Okay, excellent. There were a few technical issues on the front end, but everything's fine. I gotta text a couple people to make sure they don't panic. So, hello. I am so happy you guys are joining me this evening for a spooky, spooky tale. Um, we are starting a new solo adventure. We've completed Alone Against the Flames as well as we could. For those that didn't see that ended by there's now a 16-mile diameter crater in New Hampshire that was the town we were in. I am bad at multitasking. Sorry, team. Such great content, right? Me, like, typing on my phone. Okay. Hello, beautiful people. All right, so for those of you that have not joined me on a first Thursday of the month stream, what we're doing is this is, I'm trying to make sure I can see chat right now. This is, there we go, we can see chat. We're doing Solo Call of Cthulhu. So Chaosium has put out, there's four 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. Solo adventures. Today's is Alone Against the Dark, defying the triumph of the ice. Hello, Schlibbity. There we go. Howdy. I'm sorry you have to go to work, but I'm glad you're lurking and hanging out with us. I also have tea because my voice is my throat's a little sore. Anyway, so these are kind of like those old school choose your own adventure books, but for Call of Cthulhu, and there's still rolls you have to make and all of that. Now for Alone Against the Dark, they give you 4 pre-generated characters, and because it's described as super deadly, and they're like, if all 4 of these characters die, well then just start back over at the beginning. So we're gonna see how this goes. So we're gonna start with the pre-gen characters. I've got the character sheet. We're starting with this guy, Louis Grunwald. He is a professor. He resides in Arkham, Massachusetts, which is the fictional town a lot of Call of Cthulhu stuff happens in. And then there's his skills from his profession are chosen, but then he's also has this 150 skill points to spend as desired. I think the story will prompt us to do that, so I haven't done that ahead of time. But anyway, I'm really excited. So to me, this is all happening in the same world, in the same canon as the last story. So he's aware of the 16-mile diameter crater in New Hampshire. But like maybe not directly involved, but like is aware that there's a crater there now, and that something very strange occurred. Okay, so you've got that. We're doing Alone Against the Dark. Just 2 little housekeeping things. One, my sweet baby girl is who, if you were here on our Pathfinder character creation stream, she joined us for a little while. She is a snoozin', but I'm going to pull up her baby monitor so I can just make sure she's still snoozing. And so if you see me being distracted by my phone, I'm just making sure the baby is doing all right. Anywho, so I've got that. I think she's going to be down. Bless her little heart, she's exhausted. We were traveling and just got back Tuesday night. We went out and met her cousins that live out of state. And so that's my niece and nephew. They're 5 and 3, and it was a great trip. I'm exhausted. My voice is going, but we've got tea and all of that. Second housekeeping thing, my wrist hurts, so it's in a little ace bandage. Nothing terrible is happening. It's just mommy wrist, which is a thing, which is when this tendon gets sprained from holding a baby's head for 7 months. So that's why my wrist is wrapped up. And how was my improv show? It was really good. So there's a great improv theater in Oklahoma City. I live in the general Oklahoma City area. And I'm in a troupe there with all military veterans. And I love that. For you guys that don't know, I served in the Navy for 4 years. I taught physics for the Navy. And so the last stream I did, I had to go from the stream to my improv show. It was really cool. Hey, thanks, dude. On the thank you for your service. So I really like getting to do improv with all veterans because we all have the same kind of upsetting sense of humor. And I just like to describe it as that we were all, as adults, thrown into a get along shirt with a lot of other adults. And that kind of sets the tone for you for later in life. Anyway, so I love that troupe. And then at that same theater this weekend, I'm auditioning a new troupe. We're doing a staged version of one-page RPGs. So we tried out a show. It was really good. If you guys are bored after this, and I tweeted it out a while ago, a link to our first performance with that troupe. Our theater out here does this cool Thursday night Mad Improv Lab once a month show where you can like try out new troupes or new show formats, stuff like that. It's really fun. So I've got some good improv stuff going on in my life, and I'm so excited. So the show that's up on YouTube we based it off of Honey Heist. And so the goal with this troupe is to have like 5 or 6 one-page RPGs in our back pocket to do different shows with. But we've got to like audition for the theater to get on proper main stage shows. So that's this weekend. So that's all really exciting. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling. I wanted to give people a minute to get here before we get started. But we've got, I've randomly talked for 8 minutes now. I did remember water for hydration purposes. So I have water, I have tea. The baby is so tired and snoozing. So I think we can get started. Okay. I'm excited. This is Alone Against the Dark. We'll see what my old man voice sounds like. Ooh. Good luck on your presentation. What's the presentation for? And one of the things we are going to use is there is one of the alternative rules in Call of Cthulhu is the idea of using your luck as both a stat you can roll, right? So that's like the equivalent of a luck check in D&D, except your luck changes over time in Call of Cthulhu. And you can also use luck as a resource. So let's say I needed to roll a 50 on a roll, but I rolled a 52, so that's a failure. I can spend 2 luck points. I can spend 2 of my luck to make that failure a success. I like Becca Scott's rule that you can't spend more than 10 luck points on any singular roll, so I am going to restrict myself to that. Role-playing in Pathfinder 2E. Oh, that's super cool. That sounds a steampunkish convention out in the California Bay Area. That sounds super cool. That sounds way more fun than the presentation. I have to put a presentation together for grad school. I'm in grad school for meteorology. That's why my mug says I'm serious about clouds. Or excuse me, serious about the weather. Yeah. So I have put together a presentation on maximum covariance analysis. Anywho, who cares? Me and 5 other people on planet Earth. But that's all right. That's all right. We'll get my PhD, by golly. Okay. So we're going to be Louis Grunwald. And I've not prepared for this. I've not read ahead or anything like that. I got the thing. Statisticians do think that's pretty important. Yes, sorry. So I'm excited, you know what that is. So maximum covariance analysis, I'm using that to analyze the relationships between spatial patterns of Arctic sea ice loss and various atmospheric fields to get a sense of the dynamics of that. But that's not why you guys are here. That's my research. I'm going to default to that every once in a while. But let's see how this story starts. I'm a little nervous about starting it because, like, oh, how will I die horribly this time? You know? Yeah. Oh, and so just to credit the authors, this was written by Matthew Costello with Mike Mason. The PDF is available for like $5 or $6 on Chaosium. And yeah. That's where I got it for. So that's where I got it from. Goodness gracious. Okay. Boom. Here we go. Okay, so if I order of play for investigators, Professor Grunwald starts at entry 13 on page 11. Oh, you thought you were doing character prep for Pathfinder. I should do another Pathfinder stream, but no, my first Thursday of the month stream is Solo Call of Cthulhu. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're starting with Professor Louis Grunwald. For you, Professor Louis Grunwald, the first day of September 1931 has been tiring and uncomfortable. Hold on, I'm going to do an old man voice. Let's find it. Oh, no, that's going to be really obnoxious. Sorry, my old man voice is, would be, light mist has covered Arkham for most of the day. Yeah, that's obnoxious. When he speaks, I'll use that, but I'll just read it in my voice. You held 2 uninspired undergraduate classes at Misanthonic University, and you met with the new chairman of the literature department, a giddy technocrat. Okay. I survey my desk and see that a stack of papers to grade has already formed. I'm enjoying my second pipe of the evening and putting off grading papers when the doorbell rings. To my surprise, it's a telegraphic messenger. It arrived at Kings Point Head Station not more than an hour ago, the boy says. I sign for it and slip a dime into the youngster's hand. Oh, thank you, sir. I open the envelope and scan the contents. Oh, no, there's a handout. Okay. Go to picture. So this is... a telegraph from Athens, Greece. In jail for antiquity theft. Stop. Need help. Stop. Can you come? Stop. Urgent. Stop. See Corporal Elianus, Athens Bureau of Investigation. And then it's signed Gillere. G-L-I-E-R-E. Gillere. And hi, is that Joriel Sweet Spring? Hello, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Okay. My goodness, I think. Imagine. Dotty old Gliere in prison. I recall that he'd gone to Greece to work on his book concerning primitive myths. What has he gotten himself into? Should I wire money? I recall the amusing discussions I've had with him, and a sudden insight lets me understand that Tibor Gillere has no close friends except for me. Should I go help him? I suppose the university would grant me leave. But do I want to go? With uncommon speed, I decide to go to Athens to help Gillere. I write him a wire and another to Ernest Holt, a wealthy New York financier and good friend of mine. If I get into hot water, Holt will help, and so I decide to keep him posted on my progress. I give both telegrams to the waiting messenger, along with the necessary funds. What to do now? I'll go to the bank first thing in the morning and get travel funds. As for transatlantic schedules, well, the advertiser surely carries that information. As I pack, I wonder if I should check Guillory's room at Mrs. Harding's boarding house. Maybe I could get a clue about Guillory's activities or a hint about his arrest. My passport is in order, my clothes and sundries are packed. I'd best turn in. I'm going on a little trip. When I wake, it is September 2nd. Go to 102. Okay. If it is after the 8th of September, go to 147. If not, and if you're Grunwald, you can rest and have a repast. Go to any Arkham location. If you're not Grunwald, go to 120. Oh, okay. We'll go to Arkham location. Cool. I want to go to... maybe I could go to... Sorry, team. Arkham... I can go to the Advertiser newspaper, the Railroad Depot, First National Bank, the General Store, Bee's Diner, my own home, Grimald's home, Harding House, Hospital, or Misanthonic University. I'm going to go to the, I have to go to the bank. I have to go to the bank and get out money. So let's do that. So that takes me to entry number 3. Arkham First National Bank. Deposits and withdrawals are possible between 9 and 3 Monday through Friday. If you're Professor Grunwald, and I am, your account is here, and you can withdraw up to the cash amount noted on the investigator sheet. Okay, my investigator sheet tells me I have, let's see, I have available cash of $2,200. Let's get out $500, shall we? So I'll get out $500, and so in the bank, I can math, 1,700. 1,700. There we go. Okay. Go to any Arkham location. Okay. Then let's go to the newspaper. We can get the Advertiser. They should have travel schedules. So let's go there. Team, in the chat, would you like to see the thing that I am reading from, or is seeing the character sheet and the dice roller enough? I don't know. I don't know what would make this, if this would be more interesting if you could see what I'm reading. Okay. Arkham Advertiser. Information available by phone for scheduled sailings of ocean liners. There we go. Go to 136 for news of Athens. Go to 80. Okay. Fine with either. Okay. So I want to get, I'm going to start with schedules of ocean liners. So let's do that. That was 136. A Cunard liner departs Pier 56 in New York City every Saturday for Athens and Alexandria with intermediate stops. The trip takes 9 days to Athens and 1 more to Alexandria. Okay, so I need to get to... I'll need to get to New York to be able to catch the ship by Saturday. Okay. For news of Athens, let's check that out. News of Athens. News of Athens. Sorry, it brought me to a page, and now I can't. There we go. No. There we go. Okay, here's the news of Athens. In a gala ceremony, Zeno Pistranos was installed as curator of the National Museum of Archaeology at Athens today. Pistranos, an expert in Greek and Egyptian antiquities, is said to be interested in arranging exchange exhibits with other important world museums. Okay. We'll go back to 60. Okay. So also at the Arkham Advertiser, I can spend some time like reading extra stuff. If I spend at least an hour there, I feel like a professor would get distracted. And we'll do one. We'll do a library use roll. So let's take a peek. What is my, sorry, there we go. Let me pull up that dice roller. So my library use score is a 60. Okay, great. So let's do that. Oh, except I got a 95. So no, I'm very unsuccessful in that library use roll. Okay, no worries. So we'll just go on. I'm just too distracted being worried about my friend to be particularly successful. Okay. Push it. I don't know how to push it without a keeper, right? So I would love to push it, but like I don't know how to make the consequences worse if I fail. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know Call of Cthulhu, if you're playing a game with a keeper, not a solo Call of Cthulhu, if you fail a roll, you can choose to push it and roll a second time to see if you succeed. But if you fail the second time, the consequences are like dire, right? It's much worse than if you just fail it the first time. So if I had a keeper, I totally would have pushed that because that's a 60. I've got a 60 in library use. I should be very good at that. Anyway. Okay, once I'm finished with the newspaper, I can go to any Arkham location. So let's go to an Arkham location. Let's see, I can go to the Boston and Maine Railroad Department, B's Diner, the General Store, the university. Maybe let's go to the university and tell people that I'm gonna like leave. Let's do that. Yeah, trip on the stairs and break your neck type of consequences. Exactly. Okay, so let's see. I am to see the dean before September 8th go to 100. After September 8th go to 197. So it is September 2nd. Okay. So let's go see the dean and say, hey, I've got to peace out. Let's do that. Okay. The dean shakes his head. Out of the question, Grunwald. I already have that young dolt Perkins covering for Guillory, and now you want to leave? Not a chance. Does the dean leave me no choice? To threaten to resign? Go to 186 to forget the whole business and let Guillory fend for himself. Go to 574. No, I threaten to resign. Oh, resign? My dear fellow, I apologize. I should have recognized how serious you were. Go, save poor Guillory's hide. I know you'll do it speedily and judiciously. The university will certainly pay for your round-trip ticket. That's not how academia works in real... Sorry, that's Maddie speaking. Okay. As I leave, I hear footsteps move quickly away from the door. But when I look out, the hallway is empty. So I can go to 82 or any Arkham location. I just kind of want to get going, you know? I feel like he's pretty motivated to get to Athens and help his friend. So we'll just go to 82. Oh, I see. Okay. But that takes me back to any. Yeah, that did feel way too easy. I'm just gonna go to to any Arkham location. I'm gonna go home, or should I go to let's go to the railway depot. I'll see if I'm about getting a ticket. Okay. Arkham Depot. If arriving in Arkham, go to any Arkham location. If heading to Boston, trains leave at 9 a.m., noon, and 5 p.m. But I want to go to New York, not Boston. Okay. You're right, that should have been a fast talk roll. That would have been correct. Okay, let's go to Arkham locations. Well, then I guess I'll just go home. Okay. 102. If it's after 8 September, go to 147. If not, and if you're Grunwald, you can rest and have a repast. Go to any Arkham location. Okay. I guess... Okay. Then let's go to Harding House, because I think that's where his friend was staying. So let's go there. Okay. Mrs. Harding greets you amiably. She is uncertain whether she should show you Guillory's room. To try to fast talk her, go to 23. For charm, go to 45. To use persuade, go to 67. To try a bribe, go to 89. Okay. So fast talk, charm, persuade, or bribe. Let's take a little peek. What of those am I better at? I got a 40 in persuade. I do not have anything in fast talk. So, okay. So let's go to... Let's do persuade. Okay, let's do persuade. Okay. Persuade, go to 67. Her eyes are wary, but she is listening. I really like this system too. I really like Call of Cthulhu. I'm getting very into it. And especially like we've all, if you've played D&D, we've all, like, schedules have been the death of many a campaign. What I like about Call of Cthulhu is that, like, you can play, it lends itself to shorter games, right? It's hard to do a campaign because it's so deadly, but still very fun, and you can kind of try on different characters like hats. So I like it a lot. I really like Call of Cthulhu. Okay. Okay, make a persuade roll. If successful, go to 150. If failed, go to 45. So we've got to roll. Okay, that's a 49. That's a 49, but my persuade is a 40. So I could spend luck. But how much starting luck? I only have 50 starting luck. I don't think I want to spend 9 this early on, you know? So let's put a pen in that and I'll just take the failure. Yeah. Okay. So if I failed, go to 45. That's just fancy talk. I know your sort. Professor Guillory specifically instructed that no one disturb his room. She slams the door. I can try sneaking in later, or I can go to another Arkham location. I'll just go to another Arkham location. Um, okay. So I've done everything I want to do before we go. So I'm going to go back to my house and see what happens. And we'll just like speed forward to September 8th. I think I don't know what else to do. Anyway. So let's go to 147. Okay. That can't be right. Because that says Grunwald's rooms look as though someone departed hastily. Go to 102. Okay. Okay, we'll go to an Arkham location, and then sorry, I'm trying to like leave. Let's try to get to New York. So I'm gonna go back to the railroad department and see what we can do. Okay, we're going to Boston. We're going to Boston. Boston Railway Station. Chugga, 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 chugga. Okay, there are two trains to New York City's Grand Central Station. One leaves at 10 a.m. and arrives at 5 p.m. The other leaves at 4 p.m. and arrives at 10 p.m. Go to 146 upon arrival in New York City. Okay, we're going to go straight to New York. There we go. If arriving in New York City, go to the New York location table. If departing for Boston, do this. Okay, let's go to New York locations. All right. So I can go to Pier 56. There is Empire General Merchandise Emporium, the Greek Consulate, Holt's Apartment, Hospital, Hotel with Room Service, New York Public Library, on the street food vendors, taxis. Let's head towards Pier 56 and see about getting on a boat. Okay. The representative informs you that a liner departs each Saturday at noon, reaching Athens at noon 9 days later, and in Alexandria at 1 p.m. 1 day later. Tickets are available and include all meals. Let's go ahead and just depart. We can go to another New York location, but I think we just want to get to Athens and see our friend. So let's do this. We'll go to 187 on our departure. Okay, so now we're on the ship. Okay. Oh, this is fun. Okay. The lines are truly luxurious, with spacious rooms in nearly every class, remarkable recreation facilities, and superb cuisine. While you are aboard the liner, suspend hourly record keeping, but keep track of days. Resume hourly record keeping when you disembark at Athens. I have not been doing hourly record keeping, but here we are. On the first Sunday, go to 73. Let's go to 73. Okay, so it's Sunday. If you have scheduled room morning, room evening, or room night, okay, I'm jumping back to the ship's activity table. I feel like I missed something. Popping back to the activity table. Okay. Starting Sunday morning, select 3 ship activities, 1 for AM, 1 for PM, 1 for night each day for the days specified below. When the day arrives, go to the specified entry number and follow that entry to its conclusion if the activity you selected matches an activity there, both in topic and time. On the second Monday, you're in Athens. Ignore any checks that day if you're continuing to Alexandria. If you disembark at Athens, resume hourly record keeping at noon. On the second Tuesday, if you stayed aboard, okay, that's fine. Okay, so ship's activities. We can go to bingo. We can play bridge. There's a movie. There's cocktails. There's deck tennis, library, mahjong, nightclub, oil painting, ping pong, rest on deck chairs, rest in room, sauna, ship's tour, shopping, shuffleboard, stroll, decks. I did say mahjong. We will absolutely be playing mahjong. Don't worry. Okay. So I feel like, oh man, my guy's an old crusty professor, right? So Sunday, our first day on the ship, in the morning, we're going to rest on deck chairs. That's what we're going to do. Please imagine him and, like, you know the episode of Star Trek Voyager when Picard, like, has to go on vacation and they send him to Risa and he's, like, really begrudgingly and stiffly sitting in his chair. That's what we're going to picture. We're going to picture a guy in effectively a full suit, right? Full tweed, sitting on a deck chair. Like, does he have a tiki? He's got some kind of tiki cocktail in hand. That's what we're doing. Okay. So he's going to do that in the morning. And then I think we'll do a ship's tour in the afternoon. And probably rest in room that night. Yes, full suit, but his pant legs are rolled up, with his shoes off. Absolutely. Yes. Still has his socks on though, right? Still has his socks on, shoes off. Delightful. Delightful. Why can't I do the thing? Okay. So, sorry, the way this is laid out is kind of confusing because, like, the numbers for all the activities are at the bottom here. Okay, so let's just plan ship's tour and then rest in room. That's his plan for day one. So let's just do day one, right? Let's just do day one. Okay. On the first Sunday, go to 73, so we'll go to 73. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm going to read this out loud, and you guys can help me understand what this is. If you have scheduled room for morning, afternoon, or evening, then go to 167. If you've scheduled ship's tour in the afternoon, make a successful spot hidden roll and go to 69. For any other result, return to the ship activity table at 187. Okay, so the deck chairs doesn't do anything. We just have a lovely morning on our deck chair, and then we'll do a ship's tour, and I'm going to try to make that spot hidden roll. Just a by the way, team, I think this character sheet is wrong because it's this 150 skill points to spend as desired. And I thought it was going to talk us through doing that, but that does not feel like what it is. So I'm going to quickly call an audible, and I've got the pre-gen character for a professor downloaded on my computer, and I'm just going to pull that up and reference that for some of those skill points. So I'll leave this guy up because I am really, really bad at, like, doing messing with OBS on the fly. It will be very obnoxious for all of us. But I don't want to not have all my skill points. You know what I mean? And, like, this is Call of Cthulhu. It's deadly enough. We don't need to make it harder. Okay. So, and between now and next month, I will reconcile this. I'll reconcile all of this together. But what I'm going to do is like, yeah, I'll use Grunwald. I'll use the thing you can see on screen unless there's no points in it. And then I'll use the other one. And like I said, I'll reconcile this off stream. But for today, just kind of roll with it, if you please. Okay, so on the professor one, professor has a spot hidden of 35. So we'll use a 35 as our goal here for our dice roll. So let's see what we can do. Oh, that's a 60. So that's a bad that we didn't spot anything on our ship's tour. He thinks it's great. That's what he thinks. Okay. Then. Okay. So then we also are going to spend our room at night. So we'll do that one. That's 167. I hear a knock at my cabin door. Cabin steward, sir. May I make up the room? If I tell the steward to come back later, go to 8. If I let him in, go to 47. Okay. I'm going to let him in because, of course, I want him to make up my room. Oh, I'm sorry. If you have already survived this entry, the steward is harmless. Go to the ship's activity table at 187. If not, read on. Okay. Gee. A new steward enters, carrying fresh towels for your stateroom. He looks Egyptian. Choose one of the following. If you make a successful roll, then go to that entry. That's going to be, so I can do spot hidden, anthropology, or luck. So what is our boy good at? We've got nothing in anthropology because we're like, okay, he doesn't have anything in anthropology. The professor, okay, so the professor stat has 40 in anthropology. So we could look for a 40 on anthropology, or a like 35 in spot hidden, or a 50 in luck. Let's just make a straight up luck roll, team, because that's 50-50 odds. Let's do luck. Okay. 43! Successful luck roll! That stopped on a 43 before I touched anything. Yeah. Right? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Because it rolled, and then I thought it stopped. You know what we'll do? I'll take this 55, but I'll spend luck to get it so I don't feel guilty. So my luck is now at a 45. I'm like... as a kid, right? I was that kid that was like, if there is a rule, I'm going to follow it, and I feel very upset without rules. And so I'm like, oh, I just need to follow the rules. Okay, so we're going to have a successful luck roll. Now what do we do? Successful luck roll, go to 106. The small man pulls out a dagger and swings it towards my midsection with alarming speed, but it misses and sticks into the wall. Meanwhile, I can retrieve a weapon if you carry one, or you can run. Professor is running away. That's no. If I decide to run, a successful dodge roll gets me to the door and safety. If I fail, the small man attacks again. Okay, so let's do a dodge roll. My dodge is is 30%. Great. So let's see what we can do. Dodging. That's a 2! Oh, look at that. We successfully dodged Old Man Spry tonight. Goodness. Okay, so we dodge the knife, and we get to the door. Now what happens? Okay. Okay, yeah. If you survive, which I did, an unsuccessful search is made for the attacker. If I'm injured, I am not. Move on a day and go to the ship activity table. Oh, okay. Well, I think poor professor is not very happy. So this is going to be on my first Monday. So it's now Monday. Okay. What are going to be my activities? Would he just want to hole up in his room? There's part of me that thinks he just want to like hole up in his room because he doesn't want to get attacked. Yeah, Amazing Stream, that 40 anthropology is on a different page. That's on the pre-gen character sheet for for Professor. And I can't show that to you because if I try to do OBS edits live, we will get another 16 diameter crater in the middle of Oklahoma this time. Because it will just be bad. So I'll try to be specific when I'm calling off other stats. So I just need to reconcile the two. Sheets, but I'll do that, like I said, off screen between streams. Okay. So would he want to stay in, or would he want to be around lots of people? Or try to relax. Let's see, because he could, like, go to the sauna. You know, I think on Monday he's gonna stay in his room all day. Stay in his room all day, and we'll see what that is. Like, if nothing happens, he'll get braver. So he's in his room. Okay. On the first Monday, go to 109. If you choose to stroll the decks, rest on deck, or go to the cocktail party, go to 83. Otherwise, go to the next day on the ship's activity table. Okay? So, now on Tuesday. So nothing happened to him on Monday. So I think he's gonna try something. I think he will stroll the decks in the morning. And let's have him play Mahjong in the afternoon. And what would be a night activity? He could play bridge, go to a movie, get a cocktail. Let's do cocktails. So we're going to stroll the deck, play Mahjong, get a cocktail. That's what we're doing on Tuesday. Okay. If I chose cinema, I did not. If I chose shopping, I did not. If I chose library, I didn't choose library. If you've completed all of those or are doing different activities this day, move on. Okay, so things are getting a little better. Wednesday. What should we do on Wednesday? You know what? I think he's having fun at Mahjong. I think we're going to go do Mahjong again. Let's do Mahjong in the morning. And maybe check out the library in the afternoon. And a nice evening. Ooh, he can do the sauna at night. And we'll do a nice evening stroll. So stroll the decks in the evening. Okay. Then we'll stroll decks. So on Wednesday, we wear pink. If I chose stroll deck in the morning, shuffleboard in the afternoon, or stroll deck at night, we chose stroll deck at night. Go to 135. Okay. As you walk down a corridor, attempt a spot hidden roll. Okay. Let's see. What's our spot hidden? That's not on here. Okay, so I'm jumping over to the other character sheet. That gives him a spot hidden of 35. Okay, so spot hidden of 35. Let's see what we can do. That's a 47. That's over, and I can't spend luck for that. So okay. So we failed that spot hidden roll. If I failed the spot hidden roll, go to 106. Okay. The small man pulls out a dagger and swings it at your midsection with alarming speed. But it misses and sticks into the wall. Meanwhile, I can retrieve a weapon or run. I'm gonna run again. Or actually, do I carry a weapon? What do we got, Professor Grunwald? Do we carry a weapon there, friend? I don't think we do. Sorry, OBS is gonna look weird for a second. Okay. Yeah, we do not carry a weapon. So all I can do is run. Okay. People keep trying to stab me. It's not fun. I don't like it. Sorry, OBS is gonna look weird for a second, but I fixed it. Okay. So I've got to make a dodge roll to get to the door. Okay. Okay. Sorry, so I think my dodge is 35? Ooh, okay, that's a 57. What's my dodge? Dodge is a 30. Okay, so I fail that miserably. So I can't dodge him the second time. Our spry old man, who the old took over for this one. And so the small man attacks me and deals 1d6 damage. Oh gosh, okay. So let me get the roller going. And clear my dice. Roll 1d6. Okay, sweet. Only 1 point of damage. So my health is down to... Excuse me. I start with 9 hit points. So my HP is at 8. Ugh, that doesn't feel very good. So, okay. He attacks me. And then what happens? Okay, well, I survive. Okay. And I'm gonna go to the ship's hospital. Okay. Okay, so I his knife comes out, it grazes me. It's a pretty bad cut. But it's not it's bleeding a lot, but this isn't this is 1 point of damage, not 6, right? So this isn't like a gut stab. So I think it's something on my arm is gonna need. No, let's do it on the side, right? Let's say that knife drags across my side, and it's pretty nasty. It's bleeding a lot. It needs to be seen to, but it's not immediately debilitating. And then I run away and yell, and they make a search for the attacker again. And then I'm gonna go to the ship's hospital. There we go. Oh, I get tender loving care. Okay. What? That's not right. Okay. Okay. I make a luck roll. My current luck is 45. So we've got to reset those dice. Clear all dice, and then let's roll 1d100. Oof, okay, that's a 57. That is not successful. If failed, you gain 1d3 hit points for the first day. So that's fine. So I'm going to spend the rest of Wednesday, and we'll go ahead and say I spend like Wednesday and Thursday just fully resting, because that stroll was Wednesday night. That stroll was Wednesday night, and so I think I'll probably spend the night in that little hospital. And that's not the button I meant to click. That's not the button I meant to click at all. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get that 1 hit point back, because even if I roll 1d3, I'll get a minimum of 1 hit point. For the first day. Okay, so let's say I leave this. Okay. So let's say I stay there and I leave Thursday like afternoon. I'm gonna miss Thursday morning activities, but I'm all healed up and ready to go by Thursday afternoon. And okay, so sorry, because the little table is confusing me, because it's the locations for me to return to are like Arkham location table, New York location table, Athens location table. It doesn't have like the ship on it, and so I've got to find my way back to the ship in this thing. Okay, I need to get to, what is my current location table? Is that it? No, that's not right. Okay. I think, okay, I can get there. There we go. Okay, 187, team. That's where we're at. 187 is the table for the ship, in case I run into that again. Okay, so Thursday, so, okay, he's been attacked strolling the decks. He's been attacked alone in his room. What does he want to do? So the question is, does he want to hide in his room, or does he want to be around people? Right? That's the question. Though I have to say, Mahjong has been the safest activity we've done. But Thursday afternoon, let's go get this man a drink. Let's go to cocktails, and then he'll do some nighttime mahjong to be around people. So Thursday is cocktails in the afternoon, and then mahjong. Okay. So Thursday, we go here. Okay, we go to this one. What was it? Was it 182? That can't be right. Oh, here we go. Sorry. A chance flirtation leads you to the ship's casino. You win $1D100 at the Baccarat table. Move on a day. and go to the ship activity list. Okay, I'll take some money. How much money do I win? 1d100. So for once we want to roll high. $75. Okay, so I've got $575 on me. Okay, sweet. So he's feeling a little better, feeling a little lucky. It's now Friday. What do we want to do on Friday? Let's see. He probably doesn't want to do anything like super active. He's probably, so actually I like the idea of going to the sauna. So let's go to the sauna in the morning. You know, we're probably a little sore where we were attacked, all that stuff. Sorry, team. There we go. So we'll do the sauna, catch a movie in the afternoon, and then just go to our room. So sauna, movie, room. So this is Friday. Okay. Go to 126. If you've already been to 126, go to 590. I don't know if we've been to 126. So let's go there. Let's see if we've been there. If you chose cinema in the morning, go to 111. Okay. Shopping, if you chose library, we have been to 126. Okay, that's fine. So I need to go to 590. Okay. Here we go. Ooh. The purser tells you that skeet shooting from the fantail will soon begin. To get some shotgun practice, go to 189. We're going to get some shotgun practice, team, because I've been attacked twice on this voyage. Let's learn about shooting some guns. That seems like a good choice. We'll go do some skeet shooting from the fantail. That sounds fun. As you exhibit your prowess with a skeet gun, you hear a soft pop. Hearing a bullet whine past your ear, I wheel around. No gunman in sight. The other shooters have not noticed the gunshot. Despite their stares, I abruptly leave the competition, move on a day, and go to the ship's activity table. Jeez, he's like... I feel like he should not leave his room. Saturday, we're not leaving our room. We're not doing that. Somebody tried to shoot at me. I've been stabbed. We're not leaving our room. Sorry, it took me somewhere and I don't know what it told me to do. Okay, on Saturday, go to 193. We're going to go to 193. Then it says to go to 148. If you've already been to 148, go to 171 instead. But I don't know if I've been to 148 because I don't memorize all these numbers. I don't think I've been to 148. Because it was stroll deck, shuffle. No, I have been to 148, so we should have gone to 171. Okay. 171. If I chose rest in room, go to 167. I did choose rest in room because I said he wasn't going to leave the room all day. 167. There's a cabin steward. This is the knock at the door cabin steward. If you've already been here, move on a day and go to the ship's activity table. I don't let that cabin stored in my room. Absolutely not. Sunday, we're staying in our room all day. That's what we're doing. Everybody on this ship is trying to kill me. Not leaving our room. Okay. Oh. Okay, so it's if I chose rest in room, go to 167. But if you've seen all of that before, go to 385. So we'll go to 385. I may purchase equipment and weapons. Oh, sorry, that's 383. 385. I'm invited by your dinner partners to play poker. Make a luck roll. If successful, you win $2d10. If you fail the roll, you break even. If you fumble the roll, you use $2d10. Move on a day. Okay, cool. So we'll make that luck roll. My luck is a 45. That's a 96. That's a 96. Oh, yeah, that's a fumble. That's a fumble. Great. So I lose $2d10. I'm just going to roll this again, and we'll read even the percentile as a 10. So that is a 4 on my percentile dice and an 8 on the other dice. So we'll call that a total. I just lost 8 plus 4, so $12. So I've got $563 in cash right this exact minute. Okay. On the second Monday, you arrive in Athens. Go to 173. I want off this boat. Athens Harbor. If arriving by boat, approaching the coast, you see that it is similar to that of New England, as oddly shaped inlets, gulfs, and headlands. With oddly shaped inlets, gulfs, and headlands. But New England is cool, moist, and green. Here, luxurious, golden warmth pervades everything. The Greek Republic, only 7 years old, totters under the hardships of the worldwide depression. The people are eager for tourists, as foreign money is much needed. Your ship docks at the gaily decorated harbor in Piraeus, Piraeus. Higher up in the hills beyond, Athens gleams beneath the midday sun. Many black automobiles bear the word taxi hand-lettered on their sides. If you decide to take a cab to the Bureau of Investigations, go to 130. Otherwise, go to any Athens locations. Okay. I'm going straight to that Bureau of Investigations. I've been attacked 3 times in 9 days, and I want to know what's going on. Okay. Athens Bureau of Investigation. Hold on, I can't see chat. That's no good. Okay. Hello, friends. The Bureau is open from 9 a.m. to noon and 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. I quickly locate the office of the investigator in charge of Galier's case. That's why I keep saying Galier. I've been watching too much Dimension 20. It's Gliere, but all I can think of is Galier from Dimension 20. Oh no. Okay. You quickly locate the office of the investigator in charge of Galier's case, a corporal illness. After a few pleasantries, his words stun you. Sir, I regret to inform you that Professor Tibor Galier is dead by his own hand. He hanged himself. Perhaps he was too ashamed of his theft of the Carpathos device from the museum. We do not know, but yes, suicide, a sad end. My mind reels. I've come all this way to no purpose. I cannot believe that Galier would end his own life, even though his career was in jeopardy. Is illness positive? You suspect foul play? No, that is not reported. The pathologist found signs of self-mutilation, common enough with suicides. What? Oh, the doctor is vacationing in Switzerland. He will not be back for weeks. The corporal considers for a moment. You can see Galier's cell, I suppose, unless someone new has moved in. He was held at the Hall of Justice. Okay. Let's see. Do I need a Greek interpreter? Do I speak Greek? Let's look. I do not speak Greek, though my Latin's pretty good, apparently. Okay. Goodness, sorry, team. We were in South Carolina, visiting my husband's family, and I'm not sure where, but everything grows in South Carolina. It's insane. It's insane that everything grows there. And there's many, many, many things to be allergic to, and I apparently am allergic to all of them. So I'm glad to be back home where I'm allergic to less things. But anywho. My throat hasn't quite caught up to our current reality. Okay. So I do not speak Greek. Here's what I can do. I can persuade Illinois to let me use his name at the Hall of Justice, try to get more information from him, or ask about getting a Greek interpreter. So I'm going to first do that persuade check. I've got a persuade of 40. So let's see what we can do to see if I can use his name. Ooh, no, I'm not very persuasive at all. This guy thinks I'm an idiot because I just rolled a 90. So I fail that. That's okay. I'm not going to try to get more information out of him right now. And yeah, let me look into getting a Greek interpreter. So let's go to 170. After 1d3 hours of waiting, Evgenia, 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 an interpreter is found from you. If you wish, you are able to hire Evgenia for the length of your stay. I would like to do that, so I have an interpreter with me, and now I can go on to any Athens location. Yay! Okay. So Athens, I can go to the airport. I've been to the Bureau of Investigation. Oh, and I waited for 1d3 hours. So it's now like 11 a.m. So it's 11 a.m. on a Monday. Okay. I should probably go to a hotel, and get myself a room. So let me go. I'll get myself a moderate hotel. 101. The hotel offers a clean room and a quiet night of sleep. So, okay, perfect. So let's say that takes me about an hour, and I get my, goodness. So I've rented a room, dropped all my stuff off. Excellent. And then let's go over back to Athens locations. Okay. And then let's go to the Hall of Justice. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Because the Hall of Justice is open 9 to noon and then 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And I like the idea that I dropped all my stuff off at my hotel and now I need a snack. So I'm going to go get, here we go. Piostros Cafe. Let's go to this cafe. Let's get something to eat. That sounds fun. Oh no. If you missed the beginning where I was explaining this, I have my baby monitor right here. And sweet baby girl is wiggling, but I think hopefully she'll go right back to sleep. That's not really a wake up. That's just I need to get cozy. Okay. Yeah, we'll go to this cafe. Love it. As you enter the cafe, the thick, acrid tobacco smoke chokes you. The place is filled with laughing, gesticulating dock workers and sailors. If you're here expecting to meet someone, go to 35. I'm not. I'm just getting lunch. Looking around, you can approach any of the following. If you have Christos with you, or you can make a successful language Greek roll. For each one you try for the group in the back playing cards, go to 107. For the burly sailors at the bar, go to 105. For the Englishman alone at a table, you need make no roll to approach him. Go to 35. I'm going to go say hi to this Englishman. Even I do have an interpreter with me, but that's okay. So this man is Richard Hawks. He greets me warmly. An ouzo and some talk, he suggests. Look, I know you're investigating Glir's death. I've talked to him once or twice. His death caused quite a stir. Well, to make a long story short, maybe I should try a British accent here. My bad. Hold on. Oh, no. This is going to be bad. I apologize to anyone who's British who's listening to this ever. Look, I know you're investigating Glir's death. I've talked to him once or twice. His death caused quite a stir. Well, to make a long story short, I have some interesting information concerning his crazy theft. I don't have it here, but if you'd like to come back to my apartment, I can show it to you. If you say yes, go to 79. If you say no, Hawks suggests meeting you at the Parthenon at sunset. He'll bring this stuff then. In the meantime, I can go to any Athens location. So I'm not following anyone to a secondary location. I'll tell him I'll meet him at the Parthenon at sunset. So I've had my lunch, I've made a contact, and now we're going to go to the Hall of Justice. There we go. Athens Hall of Justice. The Hall of Justice and the King's Court of Appeals are open from 9 to noon and from 3 to 7, Monday through Friday. If Christos is with you, he knows exactly where to go. If you are alone, you spend an hour before you arrive at the right corridor and find the desk sergeant in charge of the jails. The sergeant speaks no English. If you have Christos with you, or you have an interpreter, go to 77. I have an interpreter. My interpreter tells me, Glir hung himself. He killed himself. Yes, his body has been shipped to the United States. Apparently, the professor left nothing behind to be recovered. If you make a successful psychology roll, go to 180. If you fail, go to 87. Okay, so... Sorry, what's my psychology? I've got a 30 in psychology. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Low, that's a 62. I failed that. That's awesome. Okay. Okay. If you fail, go to 87. So that's just the Hall of Justice. Okay. As you leave, the sergeant seems to remember something. He pulls a letter out of a drawer and gestures that you may read it. Go to 539. The sergeant hands you the sheet of paper. Unfolding it, you recognize Glir's tiny, precise script. There is no date and no signature, but it's addressed to me. Dear Lewis, I fear it is too late for me. Though with the best of motives, the authorities foolishly apprehended me before I could accomplish destruction of the Carpathos device, and thereby they have re-endangered the world. If, to prevent my further interference, the cult of Aten... So, cult of Aten... I should take better notes. Carpathos device. Okay. Tries to murder me while I am trapped in this cell. I do not see how they can fail their purpose. This letter, therefore, must convince you of the truth I tell and relate to you what must be done about it. You must do it or see that it is done, else our world is doomed. Though our discussions have acquainted you with some of what I now write, you have never accepted my arcane conclusions. I beg you now to do so, at least for the length of this letter. What follows is the situation as I understand it. an Alexandrian era sorcerer, one Ephagon of Carpathos, was reputed to have constructed a mechanism perfectly replicating the movement of the spheres. According to certain fragmentary evidences, this device was to be sent to Egypt to agents of the notorious cult of Aten. The record is dim. Perhaps it was designed in Egypt and built in Carpathos, but I digress. Once installed in Egypt, the mechanism could be used in a great ceremony presaging the end of the world. It would somehow align the forces of nature with the metaphysical powers of an unnamed, exceedingly evil god. The product of the ceremony would be another device, this one very simple, a crystal octahedron, which could be spun like a child's top. If the top of a 10, it is the top of a 10, a thing of as great magical power as the device which produced it was a wonder of natural science. By bringing the top of a 10 furthest south to the last city of the oldest beings, and then summoning their god, the cult intended to use their cosmic gyro to alter the rotational axis of the Earth, thereby bringing a strange land, surely Antarctica, once more to life. In the process, the annoying lands of the stick folk, literally the lands of men, would be destroyed. But the ship carrying the device to Egypt was lost in a great storm, and then Ephagon died. The ceremony was never begun. You'll recall the mysteries surrounding the Miskatonic expedition to Antarctica and its tragic outcome. And you know that the Stark Weathermore expedition leaves Bremen this winter to return to Antarctica to reopen the terrible questions which Lake first raised. But have you heard of the Carpathos device? The strange instrument recovered near the island of Carpathos. After examining it, I knew that this was Ephagon's device. Lewis, it is my firm conviction that this tale is true, that a great scheme to change the world has been reactivated by the cult of Aten. Perhaps they employed great magic to manipulate destiny, or perhaps they are exceedingly cunning and evaluate every event for what they may gain of it, but their hour has come round again. Others also believe this. An erudite and cruel man named Stanford has lent me his subtle aid, but says that for arcane reasons he may do no more. He is not a friend. Stanford, not a friend. But says he is not a friend, but says that in this thing he serves his God. A kindler, gentler Greek gentleman has also helped. Both seem to represent greater powers than man, perhaps beyond our ken. But the cult of Aten is strong. At least one among them is no man at all, but Here the letter ends. There is no second sheet. There is nothing on the reverse of the sheet. As you struggle to digest and evaluate the letter, the guard casually informs you that nothing else of Galliers is now at the prison. So I can go to any Athens location. Okay, friends. Oh, hi, Dapper. Aten is a solar deity from ancient Egypt that is most famous for being the focus of the Aten cult, started by Akhenaten, who is later nearly erased from history after his death because he upset the priests by closing basically all the temples and forbidding the worship of other gods. Oh, that's super cool, Dapper. Unfortunately, I think we're going to leave it there with the discovery of the cult and all that good advice, and we'll hop back no later than the first Thursday in May. I might see about doing another stream earlier, but that's totally up to AP's schedule and all of that jazz. But I am fully about to lose my voice, and so before that happens, I want to go ahead and end it there on a bit of a cliffhanger. And yeah. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining. I'll see you all in a month or so. Oh, hey, pet. And remember that it's always dangerous to go alone. Okay. Maddie, you've got to remember to say your little ending line when you're on OBS and ready to click the stop streaming button.